Hi everyone, it's Louise from Louloupurple. Today I'm going to be showing you my mixed media birthday card. First of all, I am choosing some different patterned papers and I'm just going to randomly cut them up into smaller sections. I am now going to use my matte medium to stick down all the pieces of paper randomly onto my base card. Once this has all dried, I then cut off the overlapping paper around the edges. I am now going to use my distress paints, Squeezed Lemonade and Bundled Sage to add colour to my background. I am just using my fingers to blend the colour into the background. A quick blast with the heat tool to speed up the drying time. I am now going to use my stencil and my blending tool with some Decorative red metallic paint, and I'm just dabbing it over the stencil. Now I'm going to use some modelling paste through a stencil to add some dimension and some interest to my project. I am going to be adding some iridescent mica pigment by Cosmic Shimmer to my modelling paste to make it a different colour. I am now using the leftover modelling paste on some tissue paper for another project later on, so I don't waste the modelling paste. I am now going to use some distress glaze on my printed out images of butterflies so that the ink won't move when I add other media to it. I am now going to cut out all my butterfly images. So now I'm going back to the card base and I have made a layer which is exactly the same size as the card. I'm going to fold one side of the card in half and score where the halfway mark is. I am now going to use double-sided tape to stick the black card to the outside edge of the white card base. I am now working on the bottom part of my card, which is the stepper to hold the card in place, and I'm going to be using the Dilutions clear stamps, which I picked up when we were on holiday. I'm just playing around with the letters to make sure that the happy birthday will fit on the piece of card. I am now going to use my blending tool with the Distress Ink Squeeze Lemonade to colour the piece of card. am now going to use my jet black archival ink with a blending tool through a stencil to add some pattern to my paper. I printed off some numbers and letters from my computer, and I'm just going to colour them or paint them with some purple metallic paint. I'm now using my Uniball white Signo gel pen to add some highlights to the letters. I am now going to use some white pearl metallic paint which I watered down, and I'm going to try to add it onto the emboss part. This didn't really work out, so I end up wiping it off afterwards. I am now using some red distress paint watered down, which works a lot better on this technique. Once this has all dried, I then use my vintage photo distress ink to distress the edges of my page. I am now going to use a text stamp to add some more interest on my page. As you might have seen, I've got top written on the back of the stamp, so I know which way round the writing is, and I'm going to use my archival ink pad Sepia. I can never remember how to pronounce it. I am now going to add another layer with a stencil. This stencil is called Dot Fade. Next I'm going to use my Faber-Castell Pitt pen, which is the sepia colour, and I'm going to go round the edges of all my numbers, letters and butterflies. I am now using my bone folder to give my butterfly wings some dimension. Here I am using some white metallic paint on my spare butterflies to see if I can give them a bit of shimmer without losing the printed image underneath it, which works, so I decided to do it on my butterflies for my card. I am now using my double-sided tape and some acrylic glue to stick my background onto my card base. I am using the same acrylic glue to stick my numbers and letters to the background. I am now using a graphic line painter by Derwent. This is a new pen to me and it's the first time that I'm using it. For the first time use of this pen, it seems to be writing really well and I'm quite liking the way it feels. As in, I'm not having to keep going over the same part just to get some colour onto it, so it seems to be working pretty well on top of acrylic paint. I'm now going to use the Ranger Crackle accents to go over my numbers and my letters to give them a bit of dimension and a bit more interest. You use this Crackle accents in the same way that you would use your glossy accents. So just do the outline first and then fill in the middle. Once you have finished, it's best to leave this to dry overnight. So this is the next day, and as you can see, the Crackle accents have dried completely. It's also turned the metallic paint black, which is still okay because you can still see the purple on the cracked effect. So it's a win-win on that one. I am now using some foam pads on the back of the happy birthday part of the card, as this needs to be raised slightly. As you can see, that raised yellow piece will hold the main part in position, and you can also fold it down flat to post it. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Links to my website, Facebook and more will be in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you got inspired.